Alright, I should be studying for my exam right now, but instead I'm here talking to you. Alright, so we're gonna make this quick, efficient, straight to the point, no BS. On a map like Vertigo, you can run with the setup of one player on B, one player on mid, and 3 players on A. So if you're the solo B player in your spawn, you should always go to the left side of this generator. It's really strong to throw a nade down here. You can throw it pretty generally at the height of where the black starts on this sign, a little to the left while just running forwards. You can then bunny hop off this to jump up here, and you'll very frequently get an angle on people's feet. If you feel like there's people behind that won't peek you anymore because you're getting a pick here, you can always just chuck a nade back deep, and that will hit anyone who's trying to play passive, waiting for a push or something. If you're playing against a good team, after the molly is dissipating, they'll throw this flash, which will allow the player's stairs to peek and clear out this angle while blinding you. So after a flash like this, you'll be able to see it coming before it pops. So what you can do is you can just kind of immediately fall off. You know they're going to be trying to push up off of that flash, so you can come against this wall and pretty generally anywhere in between this line and this line. In the middle, left click throw, and this will pop right in front of their field of view, and you can just peek right off of it. As you'll see, that will blind anyone here too. It gives them a lot of time to react to it, so they'll frequently be turned away. But you can swing as they're being turned for anyone on stair, and when it pops, swing the guy lower stair. Sometimes you can have 2 players on B, you just don't want to do it super frequently. Some good setups for that is a player playing against this wood wall with a player playing on this white box angle so they can swing off of one another. This white box angle is actually really strong, just holding for the boost up here, and also jiggle peeking if anyone's pushing white box or shooting anyone who's peeking through the vents here. Another good angle is behind this box. You can hold for the jump up here. If they're not boosting and they're a less experienced team, sometimes you'll still catch someone trying to push up to this angle and they won't be ready for you. So you can just be holding this, or you can hold an angle like this and it will get you a good amount of free kills. The nice thing too from this angle is you can see this little patch on the pillar. If you aim up above about 1 crosshair length above this beam, it'll bounce off this and pop on top of the beam. So you can swing with this flash. You'll get blind a little bit, but you'll still be able to see through it. And you'll see that if anyone is over here or playing on stairs, they'll be full blind. A lot of holding B is working with your teammate at mid. So some utility that they should know is 1, this flash coming on top of this orange cone, aiming at the right of this little divot in the wall, and left click throwing. This is best if you're playing from headshot. I've shown this in a previous video of mine, but good to reiterate it. Your mid player can help you out by throwing this smoke at the beginning of the round. This bounces off this beam and smokes down B main. You can also come into this corner, aim a little bit to the left of where this line meets this line. So you just aim a little left there and jump throw. So I will smoke off top stairs, but this can give you some really nice one-way angles and just some weird angles to peek. And of course, if you're on site, you should just be throwing some nades here if you expect anyone to be playing stairs. Of course, there's also the headshot angle and this back quad angle. And a lot of playing B is utilizing all these different positions, so that way the way you're playing B is unpredictable. Nice smoke for this headshot position is you can be crouched pretty much anywhere here and then right click a smoke so it lands right there. And this can give you a pretty nice angle to work with right here that makes you really hard to be seen through. Kind of acts as a one-way. The only problem is if they're already crossed to white box, then you're really fucked because then they have a one-way on you. So you just have to make sure that if they're pushed up, that you're then falling back. If you're playing B solo, it will be pretty common to play retake. And it's not super hard to play retake B as long as you know the utility for it. There's 2 spots that you can throw the utility from. One is in this angle. You can aim at the top corner of this lamp post, a little bit above it, jump throw. This will smoke off right here. You want the smoke to land on this left side rather than this right side because you don't want anyone looking at bomb through this smoke. And it's pretty common for people to jump up here. So as long as you're expecting that, you will have the advantage. After throwing that smoke, you can aim at the middle in between this arrow and the ground. And you can walk throw. If you're on 4x3, it's when the edge of your screen hits this yellow tarp. It's a little bit before if you're on 16x9 or 16x10. But this will molly in front of white box. You can also throw this utility from this angle. It's just a little more exposed. But if they're passive players, it shouldn't really matter. So you can find this leftmost wire, look at where it intersects with the building, and left click throw. And that's the same smoke that I showed you earlier. And then you can aim at the top of this wire, and this will act as your white box molly. These are just really strong for retaking B. From the same angle, you can actually throw a flash by following the corner of this all the way up to this beam and aiming a little bit below. This will bounce off the top of the beam, allowing it so your teammates can push up without being blind. But it will still blind anyone playing white box or playing really anywhere backside. If you are playing B solo, a lot of it is using the utility of your mid player. So you can come here and just bank a molly off of the top of this steel beam here, and that can help stop some pushes and stuff like that. I see so many players at lower levels just trying to get as many kills on B as they can, and then dying after getting one kill. And one thing that's just really important to note is that it's okay to play retake here. When you're throwing this little molly combo, people will tend to just stop playing aggro against this angle. So what you can do is you can push upstairs, and you can play right behind this. You can't be seen if you're crouched from anywhere down there. And this will usually get you like 2 kills sometimes. You usually get traded on the third, but you can get more. You can also do a similar angle down here. The main thing is you have to be careful for players swinging from down here, because then they will usually get you before you'll get them. So what you can do is you can switch your hand models to hold this left side. If they're pushing up this way, they very likely won't be checking you. They'll probably be aiming this way. So I like to hold this angle while switching my hand models so I can just have a little more visibility on my right side. It's just a really good way to hold aggro B stairs. You just don't want to do this frequently because then they'll start to expect it. Alright guys, those are just some tricks of how you can hold B site a little bit better on Vertigo. If you learned something in this video, be sure to let me know. If there are any other bomb sites you want to learn how to play, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be sure to make a video on them soon. See you guys later. Peace.